Welcome to Biztech's Community Conversations Show, the show where we engage community leaders to understand and highlight issues facing the broader community. Today, our conversation is with Shirley Tay, the president of the Malaysian Retail Chain Association, or MRCA, Datuk Chong Guan, who is the president of the Direct Selling Association of Malaysia. Both organizations have been doing their bit to help out the broader community impacted severely by the pandemic. And both organizations are looking to do more. Now, welcome to the show, Datuk Tan and Shirley.
Thank you for inviting.
Now, first of all, both of you, and starting with Shirley, could you just give me an overview of your organizations, what you do, and what your membership base is like?
Thank you, Brian. Malaysia Retail Chain Association, MRCA in short, was founded in 1992. We are an association for chain store retailers, franchisees, as well as business establishments supporting the retail and the franchise sector. So our members basically work with the objective of enhancing the retail and franchise environment. We of course hope to expand our business, not only in Malaysia, but internationally. So today, MRCA has grown, to become an influential association comprising of about 500 leading retail established brands in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the retail industry contributes to about maybe 35% of the GDP, and it is in fact a key contributor towards the success of our National Economy Recovery Plan. So in this regards, MRCA contributes to about 20% of the total retail market size of about 100 million sales in Malaysia.
Okay, Datuk Tan, then could you give us an overview of the Direct Selling Association of Malaysia?
Sure. Direct Selling Association of Malaysia, or DSAM in short, was founded in 1978. So we are 43 years old now. We have 126 members, member companies with us. Direct Selling Association of Malaysia, we contribute more than half of the total industry sales of 21 billion last year. And out of that, a total of about 4 million distributors Malaysia-wide, nationwide, are people who are our distributors. So we are also the home secretariat for the ASEAN DSA, where we encourage and help our local direct selling companies to explore the market outside of ASEAN, as well as when other ASEAN countries come into Malaysia, we provide them all the support and information they need for a happy, interactive ASEAN community. So in short, DSAM is in a way the torchbearer of the industry.
Now, let's move on to some of the charitable initiatives that both your organizations are collaborating with. Could we start by talking to us about the latest thing that you've been doing, which is the White Flag Initiative?
Yeah. So MRCA President Shirley Tay met me in one of our casual meetings, and she mentioned about the White Flag event that MRCA has initiated and is going ahead with. And she invited the DSAM, which we are also a corporate trade member of the MRCA as well. Without hesitation, DSAM said that we will participate because, like I said, we have 4 million distributors nationwide, and I'm very sure some of the part-time distributors or maybe even consumers of DSAM are impacted. So it's very close to our heart that we need to help the local community that is that's helping prop up our industry, support our industry for so long. Shirley, maybe you want to add something?
Yes, thank you. Actually, Brian, MRCA, other than being a business and a trade association, right? We also do a lot of charitable initiatives. In MRCA, we actually have a foundation that we formed about 10 years ago, really the intention just to help the underprivileged. Not only the outside people, we also help members, including their children. For instance, if we have children of members who excel really well in the examination, we basically would give them some money for them to further their studies. And this foundation was, as I said, formed with the purpose of doing charitable initiatives. So how the White Flag project came about was because because of the pandemic, the retail sector is probably one of the worst hit sector.
Yes.
We have been having a lot of problems in the past 17, 18 months, with constant lockdown. We were not able to trade. And we know that has actually affected Malaysia a great deal. If you have read the papers of late, well, not really of late, about probably 3 months ago, we started seeing people hanging white flags. We initially didn't understand what that was, and when we actually probed further, we found that these underprivileged families were basically hanging out white flags to ask for help. And that actually prompted us of wanting to raise money for this group of people. So Datuk CG is also a friend of mine. We have known each other for, I don't know, past 15 years, Datuk CG. So I reached out to him and say that would DSAM, wants to partake in this. And then he was very quick, to say that they would do so. So that's how we actually work together, collaborate to start this White Flag campaign.
Okay, and one of the things that I like is both of you have big impacts on the economy, but however, your industries are impacted very differently. On the
Yes.
direct selling side, there has been a positive growth in the direct selling industry, but on the retail side, obviously you've been hit, Shirley, very, very badly.
Very, very.
But yet you've come out and done this. Tell us what you've actually done and what were your targets?
We started with an initial target of raising 300,000, but then later we felt that with 300,000 we were not able to, help that many families. So after having this idea of collaborating with DSAM and with their kind consent, we raised the bar, to 500,000, which is 500,000. So, Brian, we're very happy to say that as of to date, we have raised, an amount of about, well, to be precise, it's actually 366,000. DSAM, because their members are doing very well, so they managed to raise about 190,000. For MRCA, we are not too bad as well. We have raised 176,000. So I think the campaign has received great results thus far. We have received donation from, all kinds of donors. In fact, mainly from our members, as to how when you say just now the retail sector suffer a great deal, it is true, but our members still go out, and then help the less fortunate groups, and I'm very happy with that.
Now, Datuk Tan, can you give us an idea in terms of how you help them? I mean, what are these food baskets? How much do they cost, and how long would it last for each of these families?
Yeah, so when Shirley contacted me about the program that the MRCA is doing, without hesitation, I said yes. So the White Flag campaign is basically to help people who have lost their savings, lost jobs, and in need of food essentials. So we looked around, we collected donations from our own members, and together with MRCA, we are very lucky that in MRCA we have a member, KK Mart, in offering a very special price to us in this campaign to come up with products in a package of 50 ringgit that contains rice, the basic essentials that contains rice, Maggi, instant noodles, and oil and essential items that can last a small family for at least a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's surprising how much 50 ringgit can go. So essentially part of that is obviously the value, Shirley and Datuk, the value of that is probably closer to 80 ringgit, but because of bulk purchasing from KK
Yes.
Mart, right?
Yes. Yes.
And thank you, Datuk, for the kind donation to all these people from Datuk KK Mart. I think that really has helped them to have a big impact.
In fact, you know, Brian, in Datuk Sri KK of KK Mart, you know, other than helping us with these food aid boxes, you know, they also chip in, you know, in distribution as well. Sometimes, you know, in areas where it's difficult to reach out to because of the strict SOPs, right? They would actually get, you know, help with the government, you know, trying to get the permits clear for us. And then their team will actually join us to do the distribution.
I see, okay. Okay, interesting. So it's a multi-pronged help. But could you enlighten us, because one of the things, and because you all are doing this on the ground now, one of the things that people don't realize is it is not just the B40 that have been impacted by this.
Yeah.
It is actually now, what was the M40? People are now talking about only an M20 because the bottom half of the M40 have dropped into the B40, which is now a B60. Is that in line with what you all are finding?
Yeah, we have well, when we go out to give these packages out, we work with NGOs and the people who kept in touch with us who needed help, and it's regardless of race, religion, and whatever category, 40 and you know, the N40, N60 or whatever, regardless, anyone who needed food. In fact, there was a an area where we went in where there were what do you call this, foreign workers. You know, so long as they are human, we would help. So in general, if you ask in general what category, Shirley, I would say maybe those who are in the M40, M20 category.
Actually, for the method of distribution, right, Brian, we work very closely with NGOs, you know, religious organizations, as well as welfare-linked societies and homes. Now, why do we do this? Is because from their, you know, context, we are able to reach out to the less fortunate. As how Dr. CJ has mentioned just now, we basically are helping people of, you know, all races. You know, we don't care about their religions or their background. But what I want to stress here is that the selected homes are very carefully reviewed and verified by the Secretariat Office of MRCA and DSAM, because we truly just want to help people who are in need. So I wouldn't say that we are just helping the B40. You know, B40, you're talking about people who can still earn some income. Sadly, you know, because of the pandemic, there are some people who are not having income at all. You know, we would reach out to them. In fact, there was a very interesting project that we did recently. Why we picked that particular area was because we saw a lot of white flags being hung outside the window. You know, so we went and identified the place. And true enough, you know, the people there were suffering a great deal. You know, so we reached out to them, you know, did some background, you know, verification. And then, yeah, we did the distribution of the food aid boxes to them.
I think that's very important, because anybody who donates wants to make sure, or at the back of their mind, they want to make sure, is the help going to the right people? Is there not duplication of effort? So in other words, early on in the pandemic last year, there was sometimes the same family getting 4 different packages, but that's all gone, because if you are working with NGOs, basically that problem is solved. They know who needs help. And so the help is really, that was smart of you, because it goes to the right hands. Now, you've done this, but basically the work doesn't stop, because this thing may be an ongoing process for a while. How do you think we are going to continue to keep helping them? Because until we basically start to open up the economy and everybody gets vaccinated, people can't earn money. A lot of people are at home. Not everybody is like you and I that can work from home.
Yeah.
So how are do you all have ideas on how long you all can sustain this effort?
You know, Brian, when we started this project, to be precise, on 3rd of July, right? We actually were planning to stop, in the end of July, yeah, Datuk CG?
Yes, yes.
But then we felt that, there were so many people who were, wanting this sort of financial assistance, and the team basically comprised of Datuk CG's council members as well as MRCA's council members, had a very lengthy discussion. We felt that we want to have this extended, if possible, until maybe, September. We are actually hoping to help 10,000 families. As of now, I think we have distributed 3,500 boxes. And with the fund that we have raised out of the CG, we are probably able to help 7,000 families, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we were just looking at the numbers this morning, Brian, but we want to do more. Yeah, certainly want to do more.
Okay, what are the things that you can do more? I think from a sustainable perspective, I think you need to cast the net perhaps a little wider in terms of donors, because here's what's going to happen. The reality is, okay, Direct Selling Association is doing well. MRCA members are suffering. Also, people want to donate, but also need sometimes donor fatigue sets in. Yeah. So one of the things that we need to look at is different sources of funds. So besides your members and the salespeople within the members itself, I'm sure that is one of the fundraising options is perhaps for you to look at members of the public donating to your initiatives.
Yes, I mean, where Direct Selling Association is concerned, we have 4,000 distributors nationwide, and our member companies are each individually also involved in one way or another in soliciting help, getting their members to chip in. We have in fact, since day one, Shirley, we've opened the donations to everyone, from the public as well as to MRCA and DSAM members to chip in, and so far majority is still from our members for now, but of course, if the public would like to take part, they're more than welcome, especially your listeners.
How can they do that? Could you share like a website or a bank account on the show now that basically that we can then donate to?
Yes, Brian, we can do so. But before that, right, I just want to add to what Datuk CG has mentioned just now, pertaining to your questions, how do we reach out to more people to help, right? So what happened is that recently we actually did a press conference as well. We invited some press people to come and then, feature this whole white flag campaign. And then we sent out press, releases to some media companies. We were hoping that they will help us, and they did. They actually carried the story. And then basically we only one intention, that's to get the public to assist us. You stated very rightly, especially members from MRCA. We have suffered a great deal. So sometimes it's also tough for them, to take out a lot to help. They would do so, but there will be a limitation. With that, initiative in mind of reaching out to more people, we are actually opening, to public to help us. In fact, Brian, if we can have some, big corporations who are willing to do some CSR project, it'll be wonderful. So what happened is that we have information, our bank account as well as DSAM's bank account. We basically, not only show this in our website, we send out consistently this information to our members, and I'm sure the DSAM does that as well, to their distributors, so that more people can contribute.
Can take part, yeah. And to add to what Shirley said, basically every single cent donated goes out to those who need it, and it's audited. So in a way, to offset any of these operating expenses. We are all here to give back what the society has given us. Yep. So
very transparent and above board, Datuk CJ.
Yes.
And I think that is very crucial when somebody wants to make a donation. So could you all share then your websites then, so that people, if they see this, they will know. Datuk Tan, we can start with you. What is your Direct Selling Association website, please, so that people can go and find you?
Yes, go to dsam.org.my, Direct Selling Association of Malaysia. And our bank account is, you want me to read out the numbers?
Yeah, you can, please.
Yeah, it's a public bank account number 3078-894-406.
Okay, can you repeat it again, please? So that, yes. Sometimes it's hard to catch.
Yes, DSAM public bank account 3078-894-406. And please, when you make a donation, write down who is it from, and the purpose, which is the white flag event.
Okay, and Shirley and yourself, would you like to give some
our
information?
Website is actually www.mrca.org, and our bank account is CIMB Bank. The bank account number is 8600617216. Maybe allow me to repeat the number.
Please do that. So it's CIMB, right?
CIMB 8600617216. Yeah.
Okay. And then once they've made the donation, how do they then sort of send you information that they've made the donation or things like that? Sometimes people want to do that. Is there any way to do that, or just send you an email?
Yes, Brian. Actually, we also have a Google form that they can fill up. They just actually need to go to our website, just reach out to our secretary office, and then a Google form, can be sent to them. In fact, it is on our website as well. They can just click on the Google form and then just fill in the information, and it's that easy.
Okay, fantastic. That's perfect. Now, any final thoughts you would like to leave us before we end this conversation? We'll start with you, Shirley.
Well, Brian, as you were saying just now, it is true that the retail sector has suffered, a great deal. But I feel that despite that, there are lots more people who are, less fortunate than us. So in MRCA, right, even though we are a business association, we want our members to do well in our business, and we'll go all out to help them in terms of, collaborating with the government to have better financial assistance for them, and this confusing SOPs. We hope that the government will actually, engage with stakeholders to have, clearer SOPs. I want to say that sometimes, when times are bad, it is good to take a breather, look into some, charity work that you can do. Small amount, if you're talking about 50 ringgit, right, it's probably not much for many of us, but it means a great deal, to the people out there who needs them. Like, MRCA, as I was saying just now, we have a branding and education, charity foundation. We set this up with only one intention, that is to help, the less fortunate. So hopefully we can get more people to help, especially in Malaysia right now, the situation is so bad. A lot of families are suffering, So let's do our part, by reaching out to them.
Thanks, Shirley. Now, Datuk Tan, any final thoughts from you?
Yes. So this pandemic is something that we've never experienced in our lives before. And many people are locked down. Many people may have lost their jobs and lost part of their income. So the direct selling industry provide people that glimmer of hope that you can work from home and use the opportunity to actually earn some extra income to at least put food on the table. And at the same time, a majority of direct selling companies, we sell health food, and this pandemic has made people realize the importance of having a good health and a good immune system. So I hope those those who felt that, you know, the world is closing in on them, there is hope, don't give up. And direct selling can provide that opportunity. And like Shirley said, never underestimate what the 50 ringgit can do to help people who need those help. And at the same time, not being negative, but it is also during such times that many people take the opportunity to come up with schemes that can be detrimental to the public. DSAM has that avenue for those who are not sure if a particular business opportunity, whether it's a scheme or whether it's proper business. We have avenue, and in that we set up an ethics council where people can come and ask advice where direct sales is concerned, and as well as it's an avenue for people to submit their complaints if they felt that they've been duped into some illegal schemes. Yeah, so do have hope, everyone, have hope.
So thank you very much for taking your time to be on the show, Shirley and CG.
Sure, most welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm Brian Fernandez, and I've been speaking to Datuk CG Tan, the president of the Direct Selling Association of Malaysia, and Ms. Shirley Tay, the president of the Malaysian Retail Chain Association, on Biztech's Community Conversations Show. This video will be on our Facebook and LinkedIn sites, as well as our website, www.biztech.asia. Please like and subscribe to our various platforms. Thank you very much for tuning in.